Would you ever support an anti-American president?
No, I don't think I would.
Okay, at all?
No.
So you can't
Yeah.
be pro-America while being anti-Constitution, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Is it anti-Constitution to call for the eradication of parts of the Constitution?
I mean, yes.
So in other words, if A equals B and B equals C, right, you can't be pro-America if you want to terminate some of the Constitution, correct?
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to do that though.
So on December 3rd, 2022, Donald J. Trump called for the termination of some parts of the American Constitution verbatim, explicitly on Truth Social. Now that you figured out that Donald Trump is anti-American, do you still support Donald Trump?
Yes.
That is hypocrisy. You vote for Trump?
Hi, yes, I did.
You voted for Trump. Awesome. So why did you vote for the worst presidential candidate of your life?
So I think a lot of the people that you put on here do not do a good job at representing Republicans as a whole. Like the last guy
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even tell you legislation. For one, something that was super important for me, the Lincoln Riley Act that just actually got passed and was signed.
Yeah.
That was something that was really hard for me
Mm-hmm.
to watch as a woman. And I just graduated from college, but Lincoln Riley should not have lost her life. And I do not blame. I don't think Biden specifically did that and wanted that to happen. I'm sure him and Kamala were very upset about Lincoln Riley. However, I think, why did they not take any orders to get these people out? Why did that man get out of jail in a sanctuary city over and over again? Why was he able to do that to her?
Yeah.
And I
No,
think
I hear
I
you, man.
feel more
So
protected.
you're basically just saying, like, Lincoln Riley was killed by an undocumented migrant under
Yeah.
Biden and Harris. They are somewhat culpable for her death.
I think they are because they didn't take any action to get any of these people away.
Okay.
I don't think that they personally did
Because they didn't
anything
take any action.
specifically, but I do think they took absolutely no action to get these people away. I mean, we just saw that guy from Haiti that said,
Okay,
fuck
do you
Donald
mind if I
Trump.
add something on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you're saying that Biden and Harris essentially took no action to close down on the southern border. Thereby, the death of Lincoln Riley would be on their hands. So, first of all, let's just point out the fact that they did try to take action. They tried to pass a bipartisan border bill through the House and through the Senate. It was drafted by Langford, who was a Trump endorsed Republican, and it had coalesced support from both sides of the aisle. And this was in some part due to the influence from their administration. Then Donald Trump called Republicans in Congress and told them to vote the bill down because he didn't want the Democrats to take a win. So they had a plan. They had begun to execute their plan, and Donald Trump shot it down because he didn't want their plan to succeed.
You're talking about when he was president.
No, we're talking about while Biden and Harris were president, and apparently how they didn't do anything with the border. Well, they tried to do something. They tried to pass a bipartisan piece of legislation, but Donald Trump torpedoed it. So I want to ask you a question. If we're family members and we're sitting around the dinner table on Thanksgiving, and you tell me to go get a turkey from the grocery store, and I hop in my car, I go to the grocery store, I get the turkey, and I'm on my way home with it, and out of the blue, a random drunk driver T-bones me and prevents me from getting that turkey back on the dinner table, whose fault is that? Is it my fault or the drunk driver's fault?
I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, obviously it's the drunk driver's fault, but
Phenomenal. So if there's a crisis at the southern border, right, Biden and Harris are doing something about it. They're drafting bipartisan border legislation. They're getting Republicans and Democrats to work together on on such a partisan issue for the first time in modern American history to actually get something done. And then Donald Trump is a metaphorical drunk driver that just tells Republicans to vote against it, to torpedo it all because he didn't want the Democrats to win. Whose fault is it that the crisis continues to the same extent that it was before? Is it Biden and
can I
Harris's
ask you a
fault
question?
or is it Trump's fault?
So you're saying that Donald Trump specifically called each Republican to basically talk them out of voting for that piece of legislation.
Yeah,
And that's something that was fact checked they know that he called them and persuaded them otherwise?
Yeah, so this has been admitted to by Trump at a rally in Nevada. He said if the border bill fails, to blame it on him. It's been admitted to by Langford, who's a Trump-endorsed Republican that drafted the bill. That was also one of the 11 or 12 senators that abstained to the outcome of the 2020 election. So he's a super deep, radical MAGA cultist, right? And even he said it was Trump's fault. Same story with Mitch McConnell, Ted Cruz. They all blamed it on Trump, yeah.
But why weren't they trying to get the criminals out? If they can do it, if ICE can go and do that, like Trump is doing right now,
like the
why weren't they doing
deportation.
that?
So first of all, let's like specify for the deportation of undocumented migrants that had committed violent crimes. So actually, like deportation numbers were pretty high under Biden and Harris. For instance, in 2023 alone, there was over 300,000 undocumented migrants deported. But I specifically disagree with the deportation of all undocumented migrants. Okay, and the four big reasons why I disagree with that. The first big reason that I disagree with the deportation of nonviolent undocumented migrants is economic concerns. Migrants are projected to add $1.7 trillion to the American GDP over the course of the next 10 years. You deport all 12 or 20 million undocumented migrants from a country, all of a sudden GDP growth slows. Undocumented migrants also pay significantly more into the tax system than they take out. They paid close to $100 billion in the fiscal year of 2022 alone. On top of ethical concerns, I just don't think it's ethical or moral to take a hardworking mother or a hardworking father away from their family, right? Strip them of their
I don't
rights
think
to live with
that's
their
going
children and
on.
provide for them, and then just ship them on a plane or a truck back over the border. And then the fourth reason why I disagree with it is practicality concerns. I think it is physically impossible to do a mass deportation of 12 to 20 million people from America, right? And my evidence for this is the fact that this is all Republicans have been talking about for all of modern American history, yet Bush didn't get it done and Trump didn't get it done during his first term. So those are my four big reasons why I disagree with the mass deportation of nonviolent undocumented migrants.
Okay, so let's just say I moved to Africa. I overstayed my visa and they kicked me out, which they do in every country. We have the stupidest immigration policies ever. And the fact that people can come here and overstay their visa, get kicked out. Let's just say, okay, go back to my first thing. If I went to Africa, overstayed my visa, and then to protest, I used the American flag.
The country of Africa. That's right. Ah, yes, the
Sorry, not
country
the
of
sorry,
Africa.
sorry.
You're,
But
you're
if I
gonna
was
go to
like,
the country of Africa.
sorry,
That's right.
no,
I have a question.
okay.
Does
So
the
listen,
country of Africa have any
I'm
immigration
okay.
enforcement?
I misspoke, but what I'm trying to say is, if I got kicked out of another place, I overstayed somewhere.
Wait. Can you name one country in Africa?
I'm I miss you're not you're totally missing the point. If I used
Wait.
the
No, I'm sorry. I'm just really curious. Could you seriously name one African country?
I I misspoke. I don't I You're totally missing the point right now.
No. I understand that you're telling me that
Like
you misspoke. You did not mean to say the country of Africa. You understand Africa is not a country. You
yes,
understand Africa as a continent. But what I'm
yeah,
asking you in return is, could you seriously just
I
name like one African country?
I misspoke. I don't my point was I literally misspoke because I was getting ahead of myself. My point is, let's totally forget that I said Africa. I went to anywhere that I not a national. I was not born there. Okay, I was not born somewhere, and I overstayed my visa someplace that I was not born, and they kicked me out. But to protest them kicking me out, I used the American flag to protest them kicking me out because I'm so pissed off that they're kicking me out. Does that logically make sense to you? Because why are you
So your
you have a
state.
lot of pride
So your
for your
statement.
country, but you don't want to go back to that country?
So
That does not make
so
sense to me.
the statement that you just made doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I don't see. Okay, can you? I can try to help clarify what I'm trying to say.
Wait, I have a question. Could you just name one other country outside of America?
I mean, like, what do you like? Any country?
Any country.
I mean, yeah,
So
Guatemala.
Guatemala. Can you name a country? Wait. What continent is Guatemala in?
That's Central America.
Nice continent. Okay. Wow. Well, we've gotten so far. Yeah, the continent of Central America. Yeah,
Guatemala
nice.
isn't a continent. Guatemala isn't a continent.
Wait, you don't think Guatemala is a part of any continent?
No. Okay. Why are we talking about? Why are we talking about geographic? Like you're
Oh man.
totally. I feel like
Okay.
this.
We'll
I
stop.
feel
We'll
like
stop.
this is when
Wait.
you are
We'll
losing the
stop. Hey,
argument.
stop. I'll stop. Okay, we're gonna go back to what you're saying. So,
I feel like when
correct me
you're
if I'm
losing the
wrong. I
argument.
was trying to listen to what you were. What?
I feel like when you're losing an argument, you like people try to make fun of other people when you're losing an argument, and I feel like that's like what you're doing right now instead of letting me get my point across.
Girl, I'm having fun. What the fuck are you saying?
Oh, okay. I'm having fun too. I was just trying to get my point across where right now we have protests going on in America. People are using the Mexican flag, other flags to show pride for their country, but they're also protesting that they don't want to leave America. So can you explain that to me, because that is super hard for me to understand why, if you love this country so much and you don't want to leave, why are you talking so bad about it? I personally love this country. I have a lot of people in the military. People lay down their lives for this country.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give
I
you an
just don't
analogy to make.
understand.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give you an analogy that hopefully you'll be able to see that'll make sense to you. So currently in the Gaza Strip in Palestine, the living conditions are very, very bad because of the atrocities and crimes being committed at the hands of Israel. So my question to you is, do you think that there is maybe Palestinian migrants living in America right now that take a lot of pride in the fact that they're Palestinian and the fact that they come from Palestine because of the hardships that are being endured by Palestine right now?
I mean, yeah, there's. I think it's
Okay.
okay to have pride in
So
your
so do you
country.
so do you think
Like
that it's
I love
reasonable?
that.
Do you think that it's reasonable and logical for a Palestinian migrant to take great pride in Palestine right now?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I
Okay.
have
Okay.
Palestinian friends and they
Okay.
love their country,
Okay.
but
Would you
they're
also
also
say
citizens
one moment, wait one
of
moment.
the United
Would you
States.
also say that it's reasonable and logical for a Palestinian migrant to not want to go to Palestine right now?
I mean, yeah, because their conditions are just absolutely not where anybody
Okay.
should be living.
So obviously, right, the circumstances are going to be different with other countries, right, on the globe, but the thought process is going to be similar. Okay. We could say that a Mexican migrant, right, in America could take great pride in the fact that they're Mexican, take great pride in the fact that they come from Mexico, while also still realizing that they have a higher quality of life in America compared to what they had in Mexico. So it's the
I totally
same
agree.
logical thought process.
I agree. I think it's just talking so bad about America just doesn't make sense to me. And burning our flag and like that is an insane fuck America and all this. I just think that's so rude if you
Okay,
want to
well,
say
that's a
what
completely different topic. But would you ever support like okay? So you obviously you really think it's insane for someone to be anti-American, right?
if you I mean, I think if you live here and you were born here and you came here legally, I think can have your opinion, but you're a citizen, so I mean you can have your opinion. I think
So
everybody is
would you
allowed
ever
to have their
support an
opinion.
anti-American president?
No, I don't think I would.
Okay, at all?
No.
Okay. Would you say it's anti-American to call for the termination of articles in our Constitution?
Um, I guess it depends on like what it is.
Really? Okay. So it's
Are you talking
possible
about
to
burning
be
the American
it's
flag?
possible to be pro-America while being anti some parts of the Constitution.
I think it's pretty pro-America for someone that is a multi-billionaire that
Wait,
doesn't
wait,
have
wait!
to
Don't
exist,
pivot.
doesn't
Don't no, 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 no! You stop that.
takes his paycheck and gives it to
Notice. You stop.
veterans.
You stop. You stop. You stop. I just want to clarify. Do you think that you could be pro-America while being anti-Constitution?
I don't think he's anti-constitution.
Okay, so I just want you to agree to the bare bones of my argument here. So you can't
Yeah.
be pro-America while being anti-Constitution, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Would you say that calling for the termination of articles in the Constitution is anti-Constitution?
Which one?
Which any of them?
Okay, I mean, no. I'd have to do more research on that, but
You
I
have to
don't
do
think that would be
research on a
true.
consideration if calling for the termination of parts of the Constitution is anti-Constitution.
No, I don't think that basis of what I know, I don't think that would be patriotic now.
Okay, but is it anti-Constitution to call for the eradication of parts of the Constitution?
I mean, yes,
Okay.
that'd be
So in other words,
anti-constitutional.
right? You told me that you can't be pro-America if you're anti-Constitution, and it is always anti-Constitution to want to terminate some parts of the Constitution. So in other words, if A equals B and B equals C, right? You can't be pro-America if you want to terminate some of the Constitution, correct?
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to do that though.
So on December 3rd, 2022, Donald J. Trump called for the termination of some parts of the American Constitution verbatim, explicitly on Truth Social. Okay? So we agreed that you cannot be pro America if you support the termination of some parts of the Constitution. And you also told me that you would never support a candidate that is not pro America. So, in other words, does this mean that you would never support Trump as he is anti American because he supports the termination of some constitutional articles?
No, I don't think that is a good idea. But also, I think it's okay to like some things that people do. Like, there's some things that Kamala was going to do that I thought were good, but there's also a lot that I thought were bad. So, like, if he is planning on doing that, I do not think that's good.
So I want to clarify because
Yeah,
this is
that's
what
not
so
good.
many people that come up into my life
I agree
do.
with you.
Now, just allow me to finish. Is that you start off by telling me, also her name is pronounced Kamala. You start off by telling me that you would never support a president that is anti-American under any circumstances. Okay, you told me that verbatim. Okay, but now that you figured out that Donald Trump is anti-American, do you still support Donald Trump?
Yes.
That is hypocrisy.
I,
That is
I,
nothing, allow me to finish. That is
okay.
nothing but pure and blatant hypocrisy. I've said it once, I'll say it again. So many people on the right have these hypothetical, arbitrary red lines that they say they never support a president if they crossed them. But the moment Trump crosses any of them, you ignore them and you continue to support them. This is why I say a lot of Trump supporters are a part of a cult. This is why I say a lot of the right is a void of fact, a void of reason, a void of logic, or a void of a genuine sense of understanding of politics where you want to make our world better.